How might you say, he doesn't like talking face to face?
他不喜欢面对面说话。他不喜欢面对面说话。
And what about they're speaking face to face?
他们在面对面说话。他们在面对面说话。
Do you still remember the word for snack?
小吃。
What about small dog or puppy?
小狗。
And how did you say cute?
可爱。
And 3 bottles of beer.
3瓶啤酒。
Say, my older brother works in the hospital.
我哥哥在医院工作。
Say, after he gets off work.
他下班以后 or 他下班后。
Say, after he gets off work, he'll come to meet us.
他下班后要来见我们。
Say, but he doesn't drink alcohol.
可是他不喝酒。
Say, he'll just drink fruit juice.
他就会喝果汁吧。
Say, OK, well, let's go.
好的，那我们走吧。
And do you remember how to say, he doesn't like talking face to face?
他不喜欢面对面说话。
Now, how did you ask, how are you?
你怎么样？
And what about, how is Beijing?
北京怎么样？北京怎么样？
So on their own, 怎么 meant how, and yang meant manner or way. Do you remember how you asked, how is it you don't speak English?
你怎么不会说英语呢？你怎么不会说英语呢？
Ask, how is it you didn't come?
你怎么没来呢？你怎么没来呢？
Now, if you wanted to say simply, what's the matter, or what's wrong, you can say, how is it? Listen.
怎么了？怎么了？
That means, what's the matter? And it's literally just how with a l exclamation on the end. It's a bit like the idiomatic English expression, what's up? How might you say, what's the matter with you? Or, what's up with you?
你怎么了？你怎么了？
And can you guess how you might say, nothing's the matter? Literally, I've nothing the matter.
我没怎么。我没怎么。
What was I really like?
我很喜欢。
And I don't like?
我不喜欢。
And what about I really don't like?
我很不喜欢。
Now, how might you say, I don't really like it? If you think about it, in this case, really means particularly and not very, so you can't say 我不很喜欢. In fact, to say I don't really like it or I'm not particularly fond of it in Mandarin, you say
我不怎么喜欢。我不怎么喜欢。
So used in this way, and when placed after bu, 怎么 can take the meaning of really or particularly to express negatives. Using that, how would you say, I don't really drink alcohol?
我不怎么喝酒。我不怎么喝酒。
And can you take a guess at how you would say, I don't really go too often? Literally just, I don't really go.
我不怎么去。我不怎么去。
So how would you say, I don't go to bars much because I don't like drinking?
我不怎么去酒吧，因为我不喜欢喝酒。我不怎么去酒吧，因为我不喜欢喝酒。
And how would you say, she doesn't really like him?
他不怎么喜欢他。他不怎么喜欢他。
But how did you ask, how is it that you don't like him?
你怎么不喜欢他呢？
Here, 怎么 is being used to mean how is it rather than not much. Notice in this situation it comes before the bu rather than after it. And once again, how did you say, what's the matter?
你怎么了？
And how are you?
你怎么样？
So you can see the humble 怎么 can have quite a few uses depending on the situation. How did you say, let's meet tomorrow?
我们明天见吧。我们明天见吧。
Suggest, let's meet tomorrow or the day after tomorrow.
我们明天或者后天见吧。
But how would you ask as an A-B question, do you want to meet tomorrow or the day after?
你要明天还是后天见？
And what was goodbye?
再见。
That was literally, again, meet. And notice the Zai comes first as you're describing how the verb meet is going to be done. We're going to again meet. So with that in mind, how might you say, do it again?
再做。
Suggest to someone, do it again, or literally, you do it again.
你再做吧。
But how would you ask, what are you doing?
你在做什么？
Notice both those are 在做, and both are fourth tone, so they sound identical. However, the written 在 character is different in each, and based on the context, listeners will understand which you mean. How would you say it again?
你再说吧。你再说吧。
And what about I want to say it again, or I will say it again?
我要再说吧。我要再说吧。
Notice the word order there, with the want or will, 要, coming before 在. This is consistent with the subject, when, where, how structure we learned earlier, as 要 is referred to as an auxiliary or supporting verb, and the main verb is to speak, 说. How might you say, I want to go to the restaurant again at noon?
我中午要再去饭店 or 中午我要再去饭店。我中午要再去饭店 or 中午我要再去饭店。
Say, we'll come next year.
我们明年来 or 我们会明年来。
And what about, we'll come again next year?
我们明年再来。
And once again, what was goodbye?
再见。
So used in this way, Zai means again. Now how would you say eat again?
再吃。
And how did you say a little water?
一点水。
Now the English sounds awkward, but can you take a guess at how you would say eat again a little?
再吃一点。再吃一点。
This effectively means eat a little more. So, used in this way, Zai can also take the meaning of more. In a restaurant, do you remember how to say, let's order?
我们点菜吧。
Say, order a few dishes.
点几个菜。
So, how might you say, let's order a few more dishes?
我们再点几个菜吧。我们再点几个菜吧。
How would you say, give me 3 days?
给我3天。
So, how might you say, give me 3 more days? Or give me an extra 3 days?
再给我3天。再给我3天。
Now listen to this sentence and guess what it means.
来一杯。来一杯。
Literally, it's come 1 glass. But when used in a restaurant or bar, it means to bring or get a drink. Assuming you had a drink but your friend didn't, take a guess at how you would say, do you want a glass? Meaning, do you want a drink too?
你要来一杯吗？你要来一杯吗？
This can refer to both alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, and just suggests getting a glass of whatever you've already got. Using that expression, how would you specifically suggest to someone, get a glass of beer?
来一杯啤酒吧。Or 你来杯啤酒吧。
And so how would you say, get another glass?
再来一杯。再来一杯。
Now this expression can be directed to a friend to suggest they get another drink, or to a waiter to request that they bring you another. Say to a waiter, please bring another glass of beer.
请再来一杯啤酒。请再来一杯啤酒。
Say, please bring another 2 bottles, thanks.
请再来2瓶，谢谢。请再来2瓶，谢谢。
This form of expression is not unique to drinks and can be used to request bringing or getting another of anything. How might you say generically, please bring another one?
请再来一个。请再来一个。
And finally, let's get another glass, or let's have another drink.
我们再来一杯吧。我们再来一杯吧。
Now say, I don't want to eat snacks.
我不要吃小吃。我不要吃小吃。
Say, perhaps he doesn't like Chinese food.
他可能不喜欢中国菜。or 他可能不喜欢吃中国菜。
Ask, which nationality is he?
他是哪个国家的？
What was, I've learned to speak Mandarin?
我学会汉语。我学会汉语。
And do you remember how to say, he's cooking?
他在做饭。
So, how might you say, I would like to learn to cook Chinese food?
我想学做中国菜。
And what about, I would like to learn to make coffee?
我想学做咖啡。
Do you remember the words for younger brother and older brother?
弟弟，哥哥。
And younger sister and older sister?
妹妹，姐姐。
What about behind and in front?
后面，前面。
And now, face to face.
面对面。
Say, my mum works at Apple Computers.
我妈妈在苹果公司工作。
And my dad is a doctor.
我爸爸是医生。
Say, I'll go in a moment.
我马上要走了。
How would you say, I'll complete my work in a moment?
我马上要完成我的工作了。or 我马上要完成工作了。我马上要完成我的工作了。or 我马上要完成工作了。
Just as in English, whenever we use 完成, meaning to complete, you have to say what you're completing. In this case, your 工作. However, in English, you can say, I'll finish in a moment, or I'll finish it soon, without providing a noun. In Chinese, you can only do this if you specify which verb you're finishing. For example, I'll finish eating, or I'll finish watching. It is not okay to simply say, I'll finish soon, and not provide any information on what you're finishing. Say, I'll finish watching in a moment.
我马上要看完了。我马上要看完了。
What was the word for to attend class?
上课。
The word for course, in the sense of a language or study course, is
课程。课程。课程。课程。
the tones are fourth, second, and the words mean class or lesson and procedure. Listen to the following phrase and guess what it means.
我们马上就会完成这门课程。我们马上就会完成这门课程。
It means we're about to complete this course. And unfortunately, it's only too true. But before we do, how might you say, last month I couldn't speak Mandarin?
我上个月还不会说汉语，
But now I can speak a little.
但是我现在会说一点了。Or 但是现在我会说一点点。
And hopefully that is also now true. This is the end of the guided Mandarin course. It was written, produced and narrated by me, Robin Homer. The Chinese voice was provided by Luan Yilan, who is from Anshan in northern China, but spoke with a standardized Mandarin accent. I hope you've enjoyed it and that your Mandarin has greatly improved. Depending on how you count it, we covered about 230 words, much of the HSK 1 and 2 grammar points, and a great many more advanced things as well. But it is just the beginning. The next step is up to you. If this has been your only exposure to learning Mandarin, I would advise finding a native speaker on which to test your pronunciation. One option for this, if you're in London at least, is to attend my free fortnightly language exchange near Monument Station, where we usually have a good 50-50 mix of English and Chinese speakers. Details for that are available on the Guided Mandarin site or by searching for London Chinese Exchange on Facebook. If you would like to provide feedback or discuss the course with other learners, you can do so via our Discord server available from the website, or just email using one of the links there. 再见。
再见，你好好学习哦。